Bryan, tell us about linebacker Sonny Styles from Ohio State.
Yeah, this is one of those ones when you talk Sonny Styles, and Jeff Kavanaugh and I had this discussion this morning about Sonny Styles, and the way the reason we had this conversation is I kind of feel like that we're in a mode right now where Sonny Styles, a lot of people are mocking him to the Cowboys right now, but you're in a situation where you're kind of in a mode of he's one of those guys that's probably better than a lot of the players that are on this board.
Sure.
And what's going to happen what's going to happen there is he's going to be a guy that, remember how we dealt with Ashton Genty? Every mock draft had Ashton Genty, Cowboys, Cowboys, Ashton Genty. Then it became McMillan. McMillan was involved. Now Tedero McMillan, he was involved. It was McMillan. Then people are going to. They didn't initially. I don't think that media scouts had Sonny Styles high enough on their board, and everybody's mocking him. I think this guy right here is a top 13, 14 player on the board. Yep. I think this is a guy that clearly, when you watch him play, the thing I love about him is the fact he was a safety at Ohio State, and in 2024 they converted him to a linebacker. But what you see is it's rare that you see this guy out of position as a player. He's really good with communications. He's excellent in how he works with others. He's an aware player. You could see him processing as the play's being run. He's not going to get fooled. He's aware of these crossing routes. He's aware where threats are coming from when you watch him play. He's a really good open field player. When I mean that open field player, the guy that's playing in space. Yeah. Sometimes these linebackers, they're big, they're bulky, they can't turn, they can't move. This guy, because he was a former safety, has got that kind of skill. So he understands that. He does a great job of extending himself to go make plays. You can see the ball when it goes to the outside. He's going to be outside. If the ball's off the edge, he's right there. If the ball's in the gap inside, he's right there. So when you start to talk about these linebackers that can make all the plays, the complete plays, man, he's got all the physical tools. You've seen him fight off blockers, the movement. He puts himself in position to make plays. He could finish. He could deal with linemen on the second level. There's a lot to like about Sonny Styles as a player, 6'4", 243 pounds. People are going to look at him, and I think the media scouts had him too low. I think at the end of the day, he might be a guy that's even out of Dallas's range to be able to pick. We'll see how that plays.
Texas, Illinois, Penn State.
You got him.
UCLA and Indiana.
Yep, you caught them all.
I kept watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to get a good feel for him. Size, speed, length, can cover. I'm really going to go on a campaign to stop calling linebacker sideline to sideline.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because a lot of time they're not. And people just say, sideline to sideline. No, we don't want to do casual draft talk here. If you're not a sideline to sideline player,
you're probably not need to be drafted.
I'm gonna put my foot down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This dude's a sideline to sideline player.
He is. Yeah.
You'll see him from the middle of the formation, bubble to the outside, chasing it down. Sweep to the outside, chasing it down. Bryan Broaddus. I think he does so well in space. I think he diagnoses well. Sometimes linebackers can't diagnose what's behind them.
Yeah.
I think he diagnoses really well stuff going on behind him. You know what I'm saying? Don't want a man covering people too much.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I just kind of want him looking around, then running. I don't hate him versus offensive linemen.
Right.
Sometimes he will kind of get washed up in that little, funk or whatever. But in Cowboy context, I think we got D tackles that'll keep him clean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, every defensive scheme is not going to need Sonny Styles to be clean, right? For example, if he was playing for the Cowboys right now under Flus, it'll be his job to be in B gap or something.
Right.
I don't think that's gonna maximize what he does.
Right.
I think if you are going to cause nonsense attacking with your front guys and then let him skate the gaps, that's where I think Sonny Styles will be real good, Bryan.
Yeah.
I was kind of please.
No, you could watch him against Texas in the opening game of the season, and then it kind of there's some things, some red flags, and I say red flags, and the sort of the take on and things like that. But then you could watch him against Indiana,
he got better.
And he got a lot better with all that stuff. I do agree with you about that. I think that, man, that he's got such a feel for the position, and I think that those safety eyes serve him well for. I do agree with you about the man coverage stuff, but when it comes to the zone things, and this isn't just one of those spot drop linebackers. I think this guy has awareness to go and know, he has that feel. I think that another guy that we're going to talk about in the coming days will be Rodriguez from University from Texas Tech. You know, when you talk about coverage and things like that. These spot drop linebackers, you know, you need in this day and age, you need guys who can play a little bit in coverage though.
One day we're gonna talk about the other linebacker in this class that's kind of popular, the kid from Georgia. I ain't gonna lie, I watched him back to back.
Yeah,
and I wish Sonny was a little physical thumpy like him.
Yeah, CJ Allen.
But you can't have everything.
No, you can't have everything.
Can't have everything because I wish he would cover like Styles would.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick one, I would pick Styles over him. And Bryan, I thought I was a little higher on him than some other people. I actually asked you about it like when we first started talking about it. You said you had a 2 on him. Do you still have a 2 on him?
Yeah. What I have is, like I said, I'm probably looking at 14, 15 first round grades. Yeah. And I think he's going to fall somewhere between 16, 17, 18, somewhere on my stack right there. I think he's just on the back end of that, about the of that. But like I said, he'll likely go higher. I'm not going to window dress this thing, but my gut feeling says he will probably go higher when it's all said and done. When you start looking at these guys, players ahead of him. Yeah, he'll clearly be better. He'll be a first round player that way.
I got a 1 on him, and if I can use your language, he's like a 119.
Yeah, that would be the bottom of the first round.
Yes, sir. He's like a 1.
Yeah, just to explain to folks, if you look at the way the Cowboys grading scale, and again, this is just how we used to do it. A grade of a 1.0 would be the top of the first round, and then if you went back, the further back you went in the round, like the player, for example, Jason Witten was a 119 on our board in that draft. So he was the last player in the first round. So that's somewhere between, I know some people like to do those cheater grades where they do like a 1-2 grade. Well, that 119 would on a Cowboy board would put him at the bottom of the first.
I don't do those because I'm on your coaching tree and you've always
I can't handle the cheater grade. I can't handle the 1-1. I can't handle the 1-2. I just either put him in the first round or put him in the top of the second round. That's what you need to do.